on defense today for the Auburn Tigers. Auburn is actually projected to be one of the better defenses in the country. The only question that we have is how they're going to reload, especially after losing Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson, who contributed about 10 sacks on the season last year. How's that going to work out? If you look at the projected depth chart for the Auburn Tigers coming into this season, you have Derek Hall at the defensive end, who was a freshman last year. Also, Tyrone Truesdale, Coinus Miller, and Big Cat Bryant are projected to be the starters. Those guys, I think, are very talented, but very highly inexperienced. And it raises the question as to whether Auburn can play on the level that they have been playing. I think the answer is no, because you just can't replace the talent of Marlon Davidson and Derek Brown. But you need a player to emerge, especially with adding that pressure on the edge to make this defense go in the direction that it could possibly go. Of course, you got some very athletic linebackers with KJ Britt, who's going to be sharing some playing time in the middle with Owen Papo. Where's it going to come from? And is the question that we have, probably one of the biggest questions of all, is can Auburn put consistent pressure on the quarterback? And they're going to have to, because they're facing some really good quarterbacks in this particular year, to where if you give these guys too much time, they could beat you. And they could really put this defense in a very adverse position coming into this season. Now, Big Cat Bryant is probably going to play the buck linebacker position, which is in times past. If you think about the Jeff Hollins, you think about the other guys who've contributed in that position over the past few years, your Carl Lawsons, and guys who have been really able to put pressure on the quarterback from that edge position. You look for speed on that first step. And right now, you really don't have a documented player on this particular team that is necessarily poised to do that. Derek Hall, definitely a very athletic player. You talk about even Kobe Wooten from Grayson, Georgia. Auburn does a great job of recruiting in the Gwinnett County area. Very good defensive lineman. Also got Derek Brown from Gwinnett County here in Georgia. That's where Auburn tends to recruit very well. But pressure on the quarterback is going to be paramount. I believe that with the defense that Auburn has in place, they'll be able to contain the run for a couple of reasons. They have very athletic linebackers with Owen Papo, Chandler Wooten, guys like those who can provide that area on the edge that Auburn struggled with prior to. Zacoby McClain, all those guys who've really added some athleticism to the linebacker position. Also, with the recruitment of Wesley Steiner, could definitely provide some depth also at the linebacker as well. But the key is how well can this defensive line perform? And they're going to have some challenges because, it's Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson. Those are going to be some very hard shoes to fill. Last year got a lot of help from Tyrone Truesdale, who had 3 sacks last year. Coinus Miller, kind of unproven, was battling some injuries in that position. So can Auburn really reload, especially with all the questions in the secondary? I mean, you have Christian Tuck coming back. You have Roger McCreary. But after that, really, where does Auburn stand in this? And the biggest question is also not having a spring practice to actually get a sample size of what this defense could potentially look like. So I want you guys to really look at this and really see and leave in the comment section as to where Auburn can go with such I think a relatively talented, but some guys need to step up. One of the guys that I'm kind of sort of disappointed in is T.D. Moultrie. I think if he can step up to the plate and live up to what he was able to accomplish as a high school player, he played a little bit of middle linebacker, was very athletic, kind of reminds me of Michael Harris, who hit the transfer portal. Can he step up to the plate and provide that supplementary pressure to the quarterback, because Auburn's going to face a lot of talented quarterbacks on this particular season, and pressure is going to be paramount to help supplement the inexperience in the secondary. So let me know what you guys think about this, because it's an area of concern, definitely. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.